got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong, and I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been fighting ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. Rising with each beat of the music is bringing real flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart so full and I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive, we're just listening, we're existing.
Good morning, guys. It's October 30th. I'm Naylene.
And I'm Christian, and on today's show we'll hear about 5 firefighters that were injured in an out-of-control house fire.
We'll also be talking about Trump coming to Chattanooga on November 3rd.
All that and more, be sure to stay tuned.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, guys. Tomorrow is Halloween, and I'm really hoping that the weather stays the same that it's been the past few days.
And to start off the show, we will send it to Sophie with your weather.
That's right, guys. Tomorrow night is Halloween. It'll be a little warmer, but today your high is 71 and your low is 53. Now, if you are planning on going out tomorrow night, you may just want to bring a jacket just in case. The high tomorrow is 75 with a low of 63. Luckily, there is no chance of rain for today or tomorrow, but there is a small chance of rain for Thursday. That's all I have for your weather. Now back to your anchors.
Thanks, Sophie. Hopefully tomorrow will be warm enough for everyone to enjoy this special day. But the Stop It mobile app is simple, fast, and a useful tool which empowers individuals to protect themselves and others. This app is available to all Android and iPhone users.
The Renaissance Show Choir will be hosting a talent show on November the 8th. Last year, junior Seth Wolf took the crown, and it's up for grabs again. If you'd like to sign up, see Mr. Atha in the choir room. Now, we all know Halloween is tomorrow, so here's a short video of what it's all about.
When most people think of Halloween, they think of trick-or-treating, parades, bobbing for apples, and other family-friendly activities. But bet you didn't know the true story behind the ancient origins of Halloween. It all goes back some 2,000 years to the ancient Celtic festival known as Samhain, celebrated on November 1st. On the night before Samhain, people believed that the dead returned as ghosts. They would leave food and wine on their doorsteps to keep roaming spirits at bay, and wear masks when they left the house so they would be mistaken for fellow ghosts. The Christian church turned Samhain into All Saints' Day, or All Hallows, in the 8th century. The night before became All Hallows' Eve, later shortened to Halloween. You've heard of trick-or-treating on Halloween, but what about souling or guising? All three of these traditions originated in medieval Britain. On All Souls Day, November 2nd, the needy would beg for pastries known as soul cakes. In return, they would pray for people's dead relatives. This was called souling. In the medieval Halloween tradition of guising, young people would dress up in costume and accept food, wine, money, and other offerings in exchange for singing, reciting poetry, or telling jokes. In 19th century America, Irish and Scottish immigrants revived these old traditions. The result was trick-or-treating. At first, it was much more about the tricks, in the form of pranks and hijinks, than the treats. It wasn't until the 1950s that the custom took on its current family-friendly, kid-centered form. Today, Halloween is big business, with U.S. consumers spending more than $2.5 billion on costumes annually. Add in the candy, and it's estimated that Americans spend up to $6 billion on Halloween each year, making it the second most commercial holiday after Christmas. So whether you're a fan of tricks, treats, or trivia, there's a bit of Halloween history.
We bet you didn't know!
Welcome back, guys. The first issue of the school newspaper arrived today. There's only a limited amount, so be sure to get your hands on a copy. The staff worked very hard and would love to hear your feedback. If you find that the Cleveland Chronicle has a lot of readers, we will be able to print more copies in the future. Also, all senior quotes and baby pictures are due November 9th. Students must purchase a yearbook to have their quote included. Teacher superlative voting is open through this Friday, November 2nd.
Yearbook is scoring a dress-up day tomorrow. Normal rules for dress-up days apply. No weapons, real or fake, and mask may only be worn for pictures. We will have a photo booth set up in the Commons, and we will hope to sell Polaroids for $2 each. Stop by and have your picture made. Also, yearbooks are still on sale, full price for $85. But we do have a coupon in the newspaper for $10 off. Even more of a reason to get your hands on one. Now, we all know Halloween is tomorrow, so here's a short video about that. Nope.
Welcome back, guys. Well, it looks like once again another coach has been fired. This time around, it was the Dallas Cowboys offensive line coach Paul Alexander. Alexander was named the offensive line coach in the offseason after a 24-year stint with the Cincinnati Bengals. Alexander came to the Cowboys with a strong reputation as a teacher and inherited a line that included 3 Pro Bowlers. When the Dallas Cowboys return from the bye for practice Wednesday, they will have a new man heading for disappointing offensive line. That's all I have for your sports report, and now over to you, Christian.
Thanks, Rosa. 5 firefighters were injured last night in Whitwell while fighting an out-of-control house fire. Investigators believe it was an electrical issue that hurt the firefighters and destroyed the home. 2 firefighters suffered from shoulder injuries, while 2 others had lacerations to their hands, and 1 other was transported for smoke inhalation. Fire Chief Todd Brown says he believes lack of training and age of the home may be to blame for the injuries and the cause of the fire. He also says it was a very big fire. It got very intense very quick. There are just a lot of variables that go into firefighting, and there is nothing safe about it.
The Tennessee Valley is preparing for visits from the president and the vice president. Chattanooga is expecting a visit from the president this coming Sunday, which was confirmed by the White House on Monday. He will be present 2 days before the midterm elections. Trump has been heavily supporting Republican candidate for Governor Brian Kemp in Georgia and Marsha Blackburn in Tennessee's Senate race. Trump will be coming to the McKenzie Arena, and doors will open at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, with the event beginning at 7 p.m. And the tickets are limited to 2 tickets per mobile number on the first-come, first-served basis. Now, reporter Hayden Watson got a behind-the-scenes look on a local tire company in Cleveland. Check it out.
Hayden from CHSLive, and today I'm going to be giving you an inside look on how Best One Retreading of Cleveland retreads tires to make old ones just like new.
Well, the first thing that I do is I'm the one who does the initial inspection. And I'm the guy who takes the tires off the big stacks when they get off the truck. Then I roll them over to my station. I give it a good look over. I make sure that the barcode that's on the tire is matching the tire, and make sure the customer is right and all the fleet specs are right for the next step. And then that goes to the chirographer. And the chirographer is like an x-ray machine. That's the best way I can say it. It's not an x-ray machine, but it looks on the inside on the steel belts on the tires and makes sure that they're not broken. After that, they go to the buffer. That takes off the old tread. And the buffer has a system to where the old tread gets pushed into a trailer and that gets all recycled. And then it goes to what's called a skiver. Now the skiver is the guy that fixes the cuts. All the cuts on the top crown where the old tread got taken off and the sidewalls. So every cut is buffed off and looks good. Then it goes to an extruding station, which is basically just like a hot rubber. And it gets put on top of the buffed surface and it gets put in the cuts on the sides. And they get flattened out, look really nice, and it's kind of like a glue, you know. Then it gets taken to the builder, and the builder is the guy that puts the tread on, the new tread. It goes on top of the extruding gum that we call extruding gum, and after that they put that new tread on. It gets taken to what we call the chambers or the ovens. And it gets in there and it's got to stay for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, something like that. And it gets cooked with heat and pressure. It's very important to have good pressure. And after that, it gets taken out and then it basically gets painted and it's done.
So that's how Best Run Retreading of Cleveland retreads tires to make old ones just like new. This has been Hayden from CHSLive.
Welcome back. After Mac Miller's untimely death in September, Miller's life will be remembered with the Mac Miller A Celebration of Life Memorial Concert on Halloween. This concert will be held in Los Angeles' Greek Theater. The show will support the newly created Mac Miller Circles Fund, which was established after his death by his family with the help of the Pittsburgh Foundation. The concert will also have an all-star lineup of artists, including Chance the Rapper, John Mayer, and Travis Scott, with many others who also signed to perform. The concert can be streamed through live stream on Twitter starting at 9:30 p.m. That's all I have for your entertainment today. Now over to your anchors.
That's all for your show today.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at CHSLive and on Twitter at Blue Raiders Live.
Have a great day, CHS.